Ever since the world first discovered China through the writings of adventurer Marco Polo more than 700 years ago, this large Asian country has come to be regarded as the embodiment of all that is mysterious and exotic. Even now, after decades of economic growth, this vast country has lost none of its fascination. Indeed, the contrast between China's ancient customs and the new ultra-modern state that is developing has only increased the fascination with the culture that dates back many millennia. Thanks to its size, China is a tourist destination offering limitless scope for exploration. Whether you choose to travel aboard a luxury cruise ship through the picturesque Yangtze Gorges, visit a bustling city, or seek out the tranquility of an ancient temple, this country is full of incredible experiences and sightseeing possibilities. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll tell you about the best places you can visit in your next trip to China. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more similar content. Let's dive in. 1. The Great Wall of China. Nobody can be a true hero unless he has been to the Great Wall, goes the popular Chinese saying, one that demonstrates the importance placed upon this unique ancient monument. The magnificent Great Wall of China, known in Chinese as Changchun or the Long Wall, stretches more than 6,000 kilometers from the fortresses of Shanhaiguan in the east all the way to Jiangguan in the west, passing through Hebei, Tianjin, Beijing, where the best preserved sections of the wall can be visited. Inner Mongolia, Ningxia, and Gansu. Averaging 6 to 8 meters in height, but rising as high as 16 meters and wide enough in place for 5 horses or 10 men to pass, the wall boasts numerous battlements and watchtowers. Some of the wall's oldest fortifications date back as far as the 7th century BC, with the best known areas added around 210 BC when its various sections were joined together. 2. The Forbidden City and the Imperial Palace, Beijing. China's largest and most important building is the Forbidden City, also known as the Imperial Palace, is situated in the very heart of Beijing and is a must-see when visiting the country. Started during the Yuan dynasty between 1271 and 1368, much of the complex seen today was built between 1406 and 1420. Really many splendid palaces in one, this sprawling complex was the residence of 24 Ming and Qing emperors whose presence forbade the entry of anyone other than the imperial family and their courtesans. Covering some 720,000 square meters and protected by a 10-meter-high wall with watchtowers and a wide moat, this massive complex consists of areas set aside for ceremonial and administrative purposes, as well as private residence used by the emperor. While it can take many hours to see everything, highlights include the 5 white marble Golden River bridges, the Hall of Supreme Harmony, a 35-meter-tall building housing the imperial throne, and the exquisite Emperor's Banquet Hall, the Hall of Preserving Harmony, and the Palace Museum with its large collection of art and artifacts from the Ming and Qing dynasties. English-language museum tours are also available. 3. The Terracotta Army, Xi'an. It was while digging wells on the outskirts of Xi'an in the 1970s that farmers stumbled across what was to be China's most important archaeological find, the Terracotta Army. Distributed over 3 large underground pits and built to guard the first emperor's tomb, the find included more than 8,000 life-size warriors and some 520 horses and more than 100 chariots, along with numerous other non-military characters dating from around 280 BC. Although some were severely damaged due to the passing of time, many of the statues unearthed have been painstakingly reassembled and stand as a testament to the importance bestowed upon the emperor and the afterlife. The site, part of the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's Mausoleum Site Park, is one of China's most important tourist destinations and offers the unforgettable experience of standing in front of this assembly of soldiers and horses as if inspecting a centuries-old parade. English-language guided tours are available. 4. The Summer Palace, Beijing. An easy 15-kilometer commute from Beijing, the sumptuous Imperial Summer Palace is set amid more than 700 acres of beautiful parkland and is one of China's most visited attractions. While the palace itself was built in 1153, its large lake was added in the 14th century to enhance the imperial gardens. Highlights include the magnificent Hall of Benevolence and Longevity, Renshudian, with its throne, and the beautiful Great Theater, a private 3-story structure built in 1891 to satisfy the imperial family's love of opera. This historic venue is still used for performances of traditional Chinese plays and musical events, and is worth a visit for a performance or show. 5. Cruising the Lai River, Guilin. The town of Guilin, in the northeast corner of Guangxi, boasts some of China's most beautiful countryside and is famous for the Li River, which meanders through the town and surrounding karst mountains. While for hundreds of years, this unique scenery has attracted poets and artists and has been the subject of countless fairy tales and legends. These days, it's popular with tourists from around the world wanting to see this natural splendor up close. 6. Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding, Xi'an. No visit to China would be complete without at least one panda experience. While the country's top zoos boast many fine specimens of these fascinating creatures, the best place to see them in a close approximation to their natural habitat is at the excellent research base of giant panda breeding in Chengdu, located in the province of Sichuan. Here, you'll have the chance to watch as many as 80 pandas go about their daily routines, from foraging to playing in the facility's large park-like setting. In addition to viewing these splendid animals up close, you'll learn a great deal about them from the many permanent exhibits and displays detailing ongoing conservation efforts to safeguard their future. 7. The Yangtze River and the Three Gorges. Known in China as Changjiang, Long River, the mighty Yangtze River extends more than 6,000 kilometers, making it the longest and most important river in China and the third longest in the world after the Amazon and the Nile. Following from Tibet in the west to Shanghai in the east through 8 provinces, the Yangtze has, for more than 2,000 years, been China's major transportation route. Some 2,700 kilometers are navigable. Its vast catchment area, with its 700 tributaries, cover about 1/5 of the total area of the country and encompass a quarter of the country's agricultural land. 8. The classical gardens of Suzhou, Jiangsu. Considered one of the world's most important historic gardens, hence their designations as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the classical gardens of Suzhou should rank highly on your China travel itinerary. Located in the historic city of Suzhou in Jiangsu province, these magnificent gardens were established in the 11th century at a time when the city was experiencing unprecedented growth, and were among some 270 or more gardens planted here. Of the surviving restored gardens, the most famous is the delightful Garden of Lingering, a 7-acre site laid out in 1800 on the site of a park originally created during the Ming Dynasty. One of the most famous garden complexes in China, the garden boasts a pool, several attractive buildings, a man-made hill, a grove of peach trees, and a lovely covered pathway on the walls, of which hang more than 300 stone tablets engraved with old Chinese characters. 9. The Potaloa Palace, Tibet. Another of China's most recognizable historic structures is the magnificent Potaloa Palace in the town of Lhasa, Tibet. Constructed as a fortress and residence for the Dalai Lama, it was for centuries a center of political and religious power and contains many of the region's most important treasures. The first of the 2 Potaloa palaces, the Red Palace, was built in the 17th century and contains the complex's most important shrines. These are found in the enthronement hall, the walls of which are covered with murals depicting scenes from the lives of the Dalai Lamas and the Tibetan kings. Other highlights of the Red Palace are its many vast halls devoted to the religion's teachings and the elaborate tombs, known as stupas, and a number of Dalai Lamas. 10. Shanghai's Promenade, the Bund. A remarkable act of smart city planning and preservation can be seen in Shanghai's splendid riverside promenade, the Zongshan perhaps better known as the Bund, Waitan. As you stroll through this wide pedestrian zone along the Huangpujiang River, you'll almost forget you're a bang smack in the middle of China's largest city. Shanghai's population exceeds 24 million people. That was all from us today, folks. For more similar content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.